It's a true honor to be here. True honor, and somehow there is some irony in being here on Thanksgiving. So I'm really excited to be here, and want to thank the folks that One Jerusalem for what they've done to put this crowd together and for the cause that you are fighting for. Since I was a teenager, I have come here to Jerusalem to pray and to feel the power of its eternal spirit. I have come to absorb this city's history, to admire its beauty, and to understand its centrality to the Judeo-Christian tradition. But this time around, my excitement is tempered. As the Annapolis Peace Conference convenes Tuesday, my concern for Jerusalem's future has brought me here this evening. A fear has reawakened in all of us that this city, God forbid, will again be divided. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let a black cloud hang over this city of gold. There is no mistaking that the security of Jerusalem is more fragile than many think. On the eastern edges of this city and beyond, the anti-Jewish propaganda machine still rages. Suicide bombers are still hailed as national heroes, and armed struggle against Jews is still glorified. Against this backdrop, territorial concessions could lead to pockets of Jerusalem slipping into the bloody hands of Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and Al-Aqsa. Under this scenario, civilians and tourists alike would find themselves caught in the crosshairs of terrorist snipers, and Christians and Jews would pray in fear at their holy sites. No doubt, these are terrifying consequences that must not be realized. This past summer, for the third time, I had the honor of leading a Republican congressional delegation to Israel. Many of the members I traveled with had never been here before, but very quickly, they developed a deep passion and appreciation for this country, its people, and its struggle for security. When we met with the residents of Sderot, we listened to a mother tell the story of how her young children have never ever known a normal life. We saw her weep about being unable to explain to her children why they had to give up their home in Gush Katif 2 years ago. When her country removed its military from Gaza and dislodged her family along with thousands more, this mother thought she was buying goodwill. Instead, all she bought, it seems, was an incessant barrage of rocket fire. Gaza proves that the presence of the Israel Defense Forces is not the cause of terrorism, but the necessary result of it. The tragic mistakes of Gaza should at the very least sound a cautionary note on the road to Annapolis. We all saw what can happen if vital security interests take a back seat to territorial concession. Israel has always been forthcoming and generous in its pursuit of peace, but no nation should be forced to entrust its security to terrorists that prefer terrorism over statehood and war over peace. Earlier this fall, I sponsored a resolution in the United States House of Representatives which condemns the Muslim Waqf's destructive digging operations at the Temple Mount here in Jerusalem. Since then, many of my colleagues in Congress have asked me why I consider Jerusalem so important, and why they too should be concerned about the fate of this city. I remind them that Jerusalem is not merely the capital of Israel, but the spiritual capital of Jews and Christians everywhere. It's a site of the first and second temples, which house the Holy of Holies. And it's the direction that we Jews around the world face when we pray. This glorious city of David is bound to the Jewish people by an undeniable 3,000-year historical link. And in a Jewish state whose historical connection to the land was recognized last century, both by the League of Nations and its successor organization, the United Nations, Jerusalem is Israel's lifeblood. No one understands this better than Israel's enemies. That is precisely why they still engage in a systematic campaign to erase the historical link of the Jews to this great city. For if Israel were severed from Jerusalem, the Jewish state would lose its sense of legitimacy and its will to fight. Only then could Israel be destroyed. What befalls Jerusalem threatens the security of the United States and its allies worldwide. That's because Jerusalem and Israel are ground zero in the global battle between tyranny and democracy, radicalism and moderation, terrorism and freedom. As we make decisions affecting Jerusalem that will have ramifications for generations to come, as the Chief of Staff, Bughi Ayalon, said, we must not forget the words of David Ben-Gurion. Forgive me, my Hebrew is nowhere near as eloquent as yours. Im la'eretz yesh nishama, harei Yerushalayim nishmata shel eretz Yisrael. If a land has a soul, then Jerusalem is the soul of the land of Israel. Toda Rabah. May God bless the land of Israel, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.